Hey, Wemberg World Entertainment, and when is the Batman Part 2 actually happening? When will it actually come out? When will they actually start filming it? Well, Robert Pattinson has now spoken about this, and he's given an update to when he at least believes the sequel will start filming. Now, we've heard Matt Reeves discuss that he wants this thing filming this year, and by all means, he seems to be very much certain that it's happening this year. Well, Robert Pattinson seems to be backing that up with his latest comments, which unfortunately he doesn't go too far into details by saying that he doesn't really go into any details, because apparently the interviewer hadn't a clue that the movie hasn't actually started filming, which you'll see what I mean when we get to it in the article. But by all accounts, it does seem that it will be filming this year. Now, there's still a lot of people as well who believe that this thing just isn't happening because it keeps getting delayed. I don't know about that. On top of that, this article does come up with a dumb comment, which you'll also see regarding the DCU and the Batman Part 2. So let's jump into this. So it says, The Batman was released in 2022, and by the time The Batman Part 2 arrives in theatres, roughly 5.5 years will have passed since we first met Robert Pattinson's Dark Knight. That's a long wait for a sequel, and the movie will also have competition from whatever DC Studios dreams up for the DCU's Batman, who may or may not debut in Clayface next September. Now, before we go on, that's the part that's stupid. To try and say it'll have competition from the DCU. No, it won't, because they wouldn't be dumb enough to put the two movies next to each other. Why would you do that? And they are most certainly not going to introduce a new Batman for the DCU by next year. That's just a stupid thing, because they seem to be really, for some reason, kicking the can down the road when it comes to Batman in the DCU. As for Clayface, there's probably very, very little chance that Clayface will show up that Batman will show up in Clayface. It would make no real sense to do that with the style of movie they want that to be. But anyway, this continues saying, following multiple delays, The Batman Part 2 does appear to be taking shape, and Patterson shared an update at the Mickey 17 premiere yesterday evening. Asked when shooting begins, the actor said, I think at the end of the year, and I know what it's about and I can't tell anyone, but it's very cool, it's very exciting. So this is the other part where they think there's no actual script and stuff, is because no one's talking about the script. They're saying, oh, it's because Matt Reeves has told us what it is. Kind of like what Daisy Ridley's doing. Oh, I know what the story is and stuff. It does kind of fall in that line as well, but if they're ready to film by the end of the year, then obviously we know there is a script. It's just whether that script is finished or not is the actual question. But we do know that there is at least some script there, because Matt Reeves has even spoken about that. Now, here's where it goes and kind of explains about why that's the only information he's given, where it says, the interviewer was pretty clueless and under the belief that the Batman sequel had already started shooting. As a result, Patterson didn't really get the chance to share any additional updates about where filmmaker Matt Reeves plans to take the franchise. Hush, Mr. Freeze, the Joker, and Scarecrow are among the villains rumoured to appear in Batman Part 2. Those are more based on fan theories than anything else, and Warner Brothers has done a solid job of making sure nothing from this one leaks online, at least not yet. Again, we probably know it's not going to be Mr. Freeze because of how Matt Reeves has spoken about, oh yeah, it's not going to have the fantastical type of characters and stuff. It's going to be very much grounded, so that probably rules out Mr. Freeze. Scarecrow, maybe, maybe not. The only problem is if they do Scarecrow, it would have to be something similar to Christopher Nolan's version. What's the point of doing that? It's already been done. Hush should be the villain, let's be honest. He should be, They set it up in the first one, even though it seemed like that's where it was going to go, and then they ignored it. But there was definitely that Easter egg for Hush, and it would make all the sense in the world to bring Hush in. But this continues saying, Patterson isn't the only one with an idea of where the Batman follow-up is to head. Alfred Pennyworth actor Andy Serkis recently teased, I am as hungry for it as you all are. He, Matt Reeves that is, told me the story of the Batman 2, and I was so excited for it. And then Colin Farrell says that he's not sure. Now, this is an old part where he said he wasn't sure whether he's going to be in the second one. He has since, of course, after the Penguin series, has said, yes, he will be in it. A very small role. I think he said he'll only be about 5 minutes in total in the movie. But apparently he signed up for 3 Batman movies. Not like to play the Penguin 3 times in different things. No, 3 Batman movies. So we've 1 down, so he'd obviously have 2 to go. So it's interesting to know that by all accounts, this thing looks like it should film this year, because now you have Robert Pattinson himself saying it should be filming by the end of the year. You have Matt Reeves absolutely 100% going out there, very bullheaded, saying, yeah, I don't care, we are shooting this thing this year. It's just a question of where and when this year. Like, is it going to be closer to the summer, or will it be, as it says here, by the end of the year? That's the part we're not sure. And of course, we're still waiting to hear Matt Reeves officially say, oh yeah, the script is done and it's ready to roll. So we'll wait and see and get that update, hopefully sooner rather than later. So with that, I shall leave it there for this one. Like, share, subscribe. Cheers, and I will catch you in the next one.